Hey, Nathan here from Inside Microsoft and Inside Google of the Blog News channel. You're watching the first Inside Microsoft video blog, the second video blog I'm trying to do since tore up my hand and can't really type. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to give you all the news that I would normally blog about on Inside Microsoft, just on video, TV to help us, show you what's going on, and make up for the fact that I can't really write anything this week. Okay, so let's get moving. The big news is Microsoft added a lot of new 3D cities to Windows Live Maps. And their 3D cities are these, it's amazing. Basically, I think everybody's seen Google Maps. It's pretty cool. You got the maps, you got the satellite maps, and it looks great. What Microsoft does is basically gives you Google Earth in the web browser. You can all of a sudden, you see these photorealistic buildings in cities where they've done this. And they haven't done it for every city, so when they add a new city, it's a big deal because it makes the product a hell of a lot better. This is the unofficial SEO blog. They're talking about it. Microsoft added New York City, which is the one that I think people have been asking for the most, Austin, Cape Coral, Florida, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Northampton, which is in jolly old England, Ottawa, Savannah, and Tampa. A little more about it on TechCrunch, talking about how they take New York. New York is really the big focus of this, and we're going to look at that in a second. We're going to go through a nice live demo of that, but just showing you what everybody's talking about. Here's a few screenshots TechCrunch has of it. You can kind of see the skyscrapers in Manhattan and just an enormous amount of buildings, but we're going to get an even closer look in just one more second. Again, here's the actual Virtual Earth blog. Virtual Earth is the technology behind these 3D maps, and they're just announcing it for themselves. This is not a photo of Manhattan. This is a 3D, this is just a screenshot of Windows Live Maps 3D, and it looks just like a photo taken from a helicopter. It's really amazing, and I just, are we ready to show it? Yes, actually. So let's have some fun with this. Okay, so what we've got here, wrong browser window. There we go. Okay. We got here this is Windows Live Maps 3D. It's running in Internet Explorer 7. This also runs in Firefox, so you can try that out. And I've got the Xbox 360 controller because Microsoft actually lets you use the Xbox 360 controller to work at a web browser on Windows Live Maps. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So you're going to have to learn the controls, but it took me about a half a minute to do that. And let's get it started. Okay, you see you can rotate the globe. There's a lot of control in here. We're going to go straight for, of course, for New York, since that is the focus of this upgrade. So, don't be surprised if at some point the video speeds up very quickly because I've screwed up and taken way too long to do something. Okay? There's Queens, where I live. Okay, so now we're practically down to street level. You can kind of see that it's getting a lot more photorealistic as the maps load in. And let's get straight to Manhattan. Grand Central Parkway, we're pulling out of Queens. Tilt it up a little. There we go. Now this is downtown Manhattan already, and you're going to see a lot of really cool buildings as they keep popping in, and then slowly they'll increase in detail and quality and become basically photos at this point. You can almost not tell the difference once they get to the highest quality. This is amazing how many buildings, just the sheer number of buildings they've rendered here. So right now we're looking at downtown Manhattan. Let some more buildings load in. And the speed is pretty amazing. I've got a standard cable modem connection, 3 to 5 megabits per second. This is loading pretty damn fast, if you ask me. So you'll recognize that tall one right there. One thing to note is that the capabilities of this software is very much limited by the amount of RAM you've got. I've got 2 gigs of RAM in my laptop, and right now I'm maxing at 84% of that. So 84% of 2 gigs of RAM, we're talking well over 1.5 gigs already. This is Central Park. Chrysler Building, Empire State Building. It's really just amazing what they've done here, and this is all running in Internet Explorer. It's not a separate program. You do have to install a plugin, but that takes about half a minute. And the point is, you're not having anything installed. It takes up some space in your hard drive just from caching, but that goes away. It really is just amazing what they've done here. I mean, you look at it, the realism of it, the quality. There is nothing that compares to this. Even Google Earth does not have photorealistic buildings like this. So really, Microsoft is completely on its own here. They've done something unprecedented. The ability to just hop into your browser and look at a city like this, so real, it's amazing. And if you don't check this out, then you really don't know what's out there, and you're missing out on just probably one of the most amazing things you can even see on the internet. There's Madison Square Garden. Look at the streets. Forgetting about even the buildings, the satellite photos next to the real buildings, it makes it real. Normally you're looking at satellite photos, you're seeing images of the buildings taken from space, and they're just flat. You know, and even if you can make out the individual cars in the street, it doesn't matter because the buildings aren't real. Here they are. You could easily take a screenshot of this and tell someone it was a photo, and they would believe you 100%. It's too real. We're running this on an HD TV, and it just looks amazing. You know, you're not seeing any problems with the quality here because there aren't any. Microsoft really has to be applauded for what they've done here. It's really amazing. Okay, we're spending too much time on this. This video is going to get way too long. The main point is you've seen this, and it is truly incredible. If you don't check this out for yourself, you're really, really missing out. Now let's head back to Opera. Head back to Opera. There we go. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so this was introduced at the Wear 2.0 conference yesterday, and Microsoft wasn't the only one announcing something. Also, Google was. They're in very much a war here. I mean, Google's got Google Maps and Google Earth. Microsoft's got Windows Live Maps with 3D. Microsoft introduced the new images of New York. This is actually Hoboken, New Jersey. So they've actually this is from Hoboken, New Jersey. This is the view from New Jersey. This is the Empire State Building and the rest of the city around it. Again, you'd be convinced this was a photo. Absolutely. But Google introduced something too, Street View, where you can actually see things from the street. And these are actual photos. We're not even talking photorealistic. They're actual photos. And we're going to go on this in the Inside Google video blog later today, so I'm not going to get too into it, but the point is that Google's fighting very hard to compete with Microsoft here. The problem is Microsoft introduced this Street View a year ago, so Google's very much playing catch-up, and Microsoft discovered a year ago that the Street View isn't actually very useful. A9 did it first, and it didn't help them. Microsoft did it a year ago, and people kind of went, okay, you have Street View, but in all honesty, how much do you need to see of what's at street level? But we're going to go on this later. We're going to see how the quality is. I've heard complaints that it's kind of a little out of focus, that it's kind of hard to make out things because of the way that the images are stitched together. So we're going to take a look at that later. Moving on. Again, talking about Google's new Street View versus Microsoft's Live 3D. Here's another image. Here's what the interface looks like. One thing Microsoft didn't do was put it within their own Windows Live Maps product. Google actually puts the Street View within Google Maps, so it's easier to discover. Here you have the regular map below it, and then you click on a person, which I guess means that you're viewing it from the view of a person, even though the pictures are actually taken by vehicles. And then you get the picture right above it. Okay, and of course, the new Windows Live Maps views. This would be the view from Central Park. Moving on. New build of Windows Live Messenger has been leaked. This is Jordan Green talking about it. Just a newer version. It hasn't been released yet. It hasn't even been released to outside beta testers, but it has been leaked. So if you look around, you'll probably be able to find a download of it. Here's Jordan's screenshot of it. Not much looks different. It does look a little more polished. I do like what they've done here with the buddy list, kind of making it more tiled-like. And you know, you'll want to check these screenshots out yourself to see what's changed. There are a few differences, a few noticeable ones. LiveSite also is talking about it, and what they're also talking about is that there is some surprises in there. They found this, they took a screenshot of. It's sharing folders. We've heard for a while about Folder Share, which was a Windows Live service that has been rumored about for a while, but it hasn't been confirmed or anything. But the new Messenger build seems to indicate that it does exist, and it may even be coming soon. So LiveSite's talking about the Windows Live Folder Share beta. They found a website that talks about it, a Folder Share page on the feedback website, letting people give feedback about it. If you're given feedback, it means it exists. Folder Share is a Windows Live service that allows people to share their files with their friends, family, and coworkers, and synchronize files across multiple devices. People can also access their files from anywhere on the web. So basically, you're getting online storage for your stuff. You can access it later. If you've got a internet-enabled phone, you'll probably be able to pick up stuff from there. And that seems enormously useful. I'm guessing parts of it will be free, if not all of it, because that seems to be the trend these days. So the idea that you'll be able to throw stuff online and access it remotely for free is just amazing. You'll be able to access it via a web browser and also syncing capabilities similar to Messenger's own shared folders. And clearly it integrates in some way with Messenger from the screenshot we just saw. Neowin's talking about a Windows Live suite, combining several Windows Live products into a single download, into sort of a more cohesive product. It would contain Windows Live Messenger, as well as Windows Live Mail and Windows Live Writer. And we'll have more on Windows Live Writer later. Can't talk about that now. But by the time this is on, I'll be able to talk about it. Huh. Okay, whatever. So, point is, Windows Live Suite might be coming, and so there's been a new program on Microsoft Connect, which is the website for beta testing, that has a description of Windows Live Beta for Messenger, Mail, and Writer, which seems to indicate a full suite containing the three products. Probably a way to integrate them together with each other, keep them updated together, just a more singular product that you can point to people and say, this is the Windows Live product. So this might be coming. We'll probably learn more about it in the coming weeks. Next up is Halo 2 for Vista, which should be out right around now, was delayed. And we're finally finding out the reason for the delay: nudity. So apparently, not quite as serious as what happened with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but some nudity did make it into the files of the product. Well, you'll see it in a second. But Microsoft decided that it needed to recall it or warn people about it because they were worried about getting into a bad situation like Rockstar did. I mean, Rockstar was talking in front of the U.S. Congress about this. So obviously, nudity slipping into your game can be disastrous for sales, for your image, and everything. So Microsoft was very careful, managed it well. We're only hearing about it now. We're not hearing about people, and it's not hot coffee. We're not talking about people having sex in a video game. We are simply talking about something far less bad. Now, we're going to show it right now, so this is in it. We're going to show it in a second, so cover your eyes if you're worried about this. It's not serious nudity. In fact, it's just kind of crude. Here it comes. It's an error message, and when you see the error message, you get the output, the OK button, and an image of some guy's ass. Okay? That's an ass. It is very small compared to my hand, even on this giant screen. It's not that serious of a thing, but Microsoft did the right reaction to it. They showed that it was important, that they wanted to get rid of it. And, Halo was delayed a week or two, but they showed that they're serious about ass. So you go away, guy. Also, there were reports that Microsoft had sold 1 million Zunes. They weren't true. Microsoft hasn't sold 1 million Zunes. It was actually a misunderstanding. Basically, Microsoft has a projection that they would sell 1 million Zunes by the end of June, and they now have said that they do expect to make that projection. which means that they are very close to the 1 million mark, should hit it within the matter of weeks, which is great for them. But the misunderstanding that people thought they had already sold 1 million Zunes allowed people to have a little bit of fun with it. Gizmodo said 1 million Zunes sold, 99 million to go. Nice little picture of the Zune facing a wall of iPods. It's just sighing. And then when it was updated that there weren't 1 million Zunes sold, they updated their screenshot too. It's a little cutoff Zune saying, I believe saying, damn. Anyway, so not 1 million Zunes, but within the coming weeks, Microsoft will hit the all-important 1 million mark, which is great for their portable device. And while they didn't sell 1 million Zunes yet, one thing they did do was get Paul McCartney's music on the Zune, which Apple's iTunes doesn't have yet. So that's good. We have McCartney's back catalog available on the Zune marketplace for purchase. You can get it at various online music stores, including Urge, Napster, Rhapsody, and the Zune marketplace, but you can't find it on iTunes. So there's something that Microsoft maybe has over Apple on that. It's always a matter of these exclusives that are very much bad for the consumer, because if you can't get the music somewhere, well, then that person, you know, that artist is not getting the promotion with the owners of those players. But hell, if Paul McCartney wants to be like that, whatever. Anyway, so that's all we've got. We're done here. Hope you enjoyed this. I'd like some feedback. Let me know what I'm doing wrong here, what you don't like. We listened to some feedback from the last show. Tried to make things a little brighter in the room, up the exposure on the camera, because I was told that the last one wasn't bright enough. I'm getting the feeling this one isn't bright enough either, too. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Send me some feedback, and I should have one up for Inside Google later today as well. See ya.